Gillespie from the corner, twisting and turning inside out. Beautiful move, trying to get to Son. He holds, he shoots, he scores! Absolutely!
The pitch, high fly ball center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Goal!
Roethlisberger gives it a lot of room here. Juju Smith-Schuster off to the races inside the 30, the 20, the 10.
Wow, look at that logo. He's getting a close-up on there. I didn't notice, but that 10-year anniversary logo was coming out closer to the screen. Thanks to A1, Anthony Veltri, back from vacation. He's on the camera, running both cameras here. He got my camera set up, so thanks for watching our live Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show in the BP TV studio. You know I keep telling it, Municipal Building, Bethel Park, police stations to the right. Up above's the library and mayor's office and administration offices. So check it out. Great parking lot here for Smoking Jim and his Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pasta 2 dinner. He gets it in there. He got Tupperware for the chicken. Oh, we better start talking sports. Thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between, even City of Pittsburgh. We don't compete with PTCV or PCTV with Smokin' Jim. We heard Nick and Smokin' Jim did a show. I got to check it out on one of their pages. I heard Smokin' Jim learned 100% more about baseball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, make that 110%. Because we're athletes in sports. Give that 110%. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Smoking Jim Frazier. Nick back from vacation, callous.
Yes.
And Chip is at the Pirates-Yankee game because they have Mazeroski bobbleheads. He collects them. He's ringing up another one. Go Maz. And A2 gets to come in with his insights. So, and thanks for all the likes that you've given us on Facebook. We appreciate it. I think we're holding right around 6943. So I got to check today. Nick said he might have got a couple others, but like my daughter taught me when I got my first 100 likes, there's haters. They actually like your page, then they get off of it. So if they're out there, I've overcome it a little bit. So we appreciate it. And we got some, wait, this is a special moment for me. I was at Master Zhang. Get a close-up of this.
Yeah.
Can you get this?
That's nice.
A1.
That's beautiful.
I'm holding it up.
Wait a minute. You tricked me.
No, I
That's
didn't.
so cool.
I didn't answer your question.
Yeah, the VIP.
Here it
Let's
is.
go.
Hold it. Wait. One more. Guess what? We're both honored. Grandmaster Zhang loves the VIP. Young Zach, who runs the Taekwondo place in Bridgeville, he said, "You guys are back. Welcome back anytime you want." Look at the quality of shirt.
That is nice.
This is heavy. I'm gonna have to.
It feels
stretch
like
my
Christmas
arm.
in July. I love those guys.
There you go. Get a
Thank you,
shot
Master
of
Zhang and
VIP with his VIP there. And I told Master Zhang we're welcome, and I told him to tell young Zach not to promote the VIP T-shirt.
I appreciate. I am surprised. I am very surprised.
Smoking Jim will tell you the talking machine can not tell a secret when he wants to.
Yeah,
That's true.
I was deceived.
Well, you.
I was deceived. You didn't lie to me. I was
No,
deceived, though.
Right.
I was,
Glad we got that out of the way.
yes.
What a great show. Check it out. Check out our grand opening of Zhang Taekwondo in Bridgeville, right between Great Clips and Planet Fitness. Great studio. Got a couple new friends from them there too. Nice lady, Belinda, she took the pictures of me, so I posted them up. Master Zhang wanted me to show the back of the shirt with the talking machine.
Cool.
So I was honored to do that. Glad we got that out of the way. Glad I could sting my little co-host, young co-host with a
It was a pleasant surprise.
right, because he wants to know everything and he has questions. Guess who doesn't answer them all the time?
Smoking Jim. Smoking Jim.
Well, no, he just makes something up. I don't answer you. All right, what do we got going on? First one up, little promo here. Wow, look at that. A1 is on fire.
Nice.
Olive Oil's Pizzeria, Hillcrest Shopping Center. Frank Fanera owns the place. Great people working there. We get a XL pepperoni pizza that's delicious. Steak hoagie cut in 6 pieces so we don't fight over it. And Smoking Jim takes 5 of them home. But other than that, we're good. And just give them a call, 412-831-1900. And they're just great. Italian food, salads, pasta, desserts, you name it, they got it. And just check them out. And we're honored that they sponsor our show. They've been doing it for a few years now. So thanks again, Frank. All right, let's see what A1 can do on this. Whoa, I'm looking. There we go. We end each show with Please Stay Joey Strong. Poor Joey Fabus died at 8 years old with a dreaded brain cancer, DIPG. There's a picture of him before and after with the DIPG. It's a dreaded brain cancer that kills you within a year. And he died before his 9th birthday, like 8 years ago. So we do that to honor him. His family started the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. Yes, it's a 501c3. Watch our previous shows where we explained explicitly to Smoking Jim what a 501c3 is. So you can donate money as little as $1. Their biggest fundraiser, which I keep talking about, is the Superheroes 5K 1 Mile Joey Fabus Cancer Foundation event, their biggest event of the year. Joey likes superheroes. They dress up as superheroes and pay a fee, and they make money to donate. They've raised over $100,000 to give to doctors to try to find a cure. Dr. Gary at Children's Hospital said they're close to finding a cure. Haven't heard any updates, so I'm hoping to hear it in September when we have the event. We always film it, except when I got my kidney transplant, but we've done it ever since. All right, another 501c3. Wow, A1 did it while he was adjusting his belt.
He was putting his pack back on.
Understand. Very talented. Bennett was the smiling young man who was handicapped, went through 2 kidney transplant. His dad, Dean, gave him his last kidney. His mother, Kristen, lost Bennett when he was 16 and a half years old, about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. And he was always smiling and happy. You never would have thought he was handicapped and had kidney disease and 2 transplants. So they started the 501c3 foundation to give people money to help their kids with their transplants and their expenses. And they do different events throughout the year. They've done a few over this summer, and they look like fun events in different locations. And thanks to everybody for liking their page, getting it up over 1,200 likes. We appreciate that. And they thanked us and me for getting those likes. So I thank all of you. And anybody watching us for the first time, always be smiling on Facebook. Please give them a like. All right, another 501c3. Right here in Bethel Park. Let's see what he did. Look at that. You can read it. I don't even have to say it. The Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, 2600 South Park Road. White and red trolley, yes, trolley, not T, right there on the yard. Great place, 1905 school, the original high school there has been remodeled from top to bottom, from the basement all the way to the top floor. Even has Bethel Park Community Foundation Auditorium, which I'm a trustee. They do events there. They have library there. They have school books there, the class books of each year. They have military uniforms. And they have a dance studio, they have an artist there, and they do all kind of different events throughout the year, even, class reunions, weddings, other events. So check them out there, Bethel Park Historical Society. All right, I just mentioned. Whoa, I'm testing A1 here. These papers are getting a little worn. Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. Go to bpcf.org. They have grant money from $100 to $5,000, and you can get that money for your group or organization. We've given out over $1 million in 26 years, and we give it to a lot of great groups that are doing great things and making our community even better. So check it out.
I saw Smoking twitch a little bit when you said million.
Woo! We got something in common.
Early disclaimer on Smoking Jim. He's only as good as the last person he talked to. And Nick said to Jim, before we started the show, this is a quote unquote, he goes, "Hey, Smoking, I heard you're on your way to be a millionaire." And I just wanted to share this because Smoking Jim's not an investor. Some very good people. We won't talk about how religious they are, but they recommended he invested. So he put $1 in, and he's actually $1 closer to $1 million right now. Because that's what he knows about investing. Glad we could get that entertainment out there. It's a struggle. But now you know his secret. If you talk to him last, he's going to steal your line. And I know it's true. I've been with him almost 11 years. Hard to believe. We don't script a thing. It's all non-scripted. We just trust each other. I'm his Johnny Carson. He's my Ed McMahon. All right, little history there. Social worker friend of mine told me to contact this nice lady, Kathleen Miller. She was suffering a kidney function of 17%, was going to need a transplant or hospitalization or something. So I said, give me a flyer. Look at her smiling face there, Kathleen. We'll need a kidney transplant. We've been posting this up for a year. She has a kidney donor, a living donor like my son was for me, and I'm doing great, and so is he. And that's what she's going to get, and she'll tell us when she gets her surgery who the donor was. So we'll wait and find out then. All right. Let's see what we got here. There's a little pause, with TV, so. There we go. Look at that smiling face on there. The talking machine is on the legendary Uncle Sam. And we won't talk about how Smoking Jim didn't listen to me and didn't know about that. But we'll leave that for, watch our previous shows and you might hear it at the beginning. But I want you for BPTV. Look, we got A1, A2, we got Nick, we got Ryan in the control room. We had Corey here last week. You can be volunteers too. And if you're in high school and you have any interest in video, audio, or anything there, you can learn it from Dave Cable. Give him a call, 412-831-3304.
Is that you?
No, you got to see it.
Here, can you get a close-up? Can you get that close-up?
Your mind is a scary place.
To all my friends and family and people out there, does that look like me?
That's Uncle Sammy.
Those cracks in the phone really make it look authentic too.
Oh yeah. I didn't notice that.
Wow.
They just really show off.
A1, isn't A1 good on the camera?
Yes, he is. He got all the
You
cracks.
saw how I trusted him.
And yet there's a new phone in a box somewhere in his not house.
Oh, we don't know where it is, but he's in God's country, Monroeville, so we'll find out someday. All right, that's all I have for that. Next up, we lost a pen last week.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
Let me lob it.
Got to see Levine.
I had to lob it.
Although I think Nick says it better than I did when he took my place that week. He said it pretty good. But I tell you what.
It was excellent.
I tell you what's on my mind, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yeah,
I
that'd
tell
be
you what,
nice.
man. Every once in a while, you just got to pinch yourself when you come across somebody who's not only the fastest rising star in southwestern Pennsylvania, but you can just see the greatness in the VIP. I was able to interview him last week, and I tell a lot of up-and-coming comedians, you know, it's not one thing to be funny. It's timing when you get on that stage because you're there by yourself. And I tell you what, man, you know, Nick Callis, he has the timing. He has the inflections in his voice. He has the knowledge. He's
Hold
been
it. How much did he
studying.
pay you?
I'm telling you, man, he went to school for this stuff, man, and you can just see
This is another
that
surprise.
it's just only a matter of time that not only will he be known here in the city of Pittsburgh, but he'll be known nationally. Honored to interview you, buddy.
Nice
And
man.
plus, I learned a lot.
I got to
That's
get
what's
my
on my
shovel
mind.
out. I got to get my shovel out of here. Okay, I think we cleared it up. Smoking Jim, that was a great tribute to young Nick,
I'm touched.
who I gave the opportunity. We won't talk about how we got him on the show, except Smoking Jim is the Wally Pip. Ever since Smoking Jim missed out, Nick hasn't missed the show except for last week. So welcome, Wally Pip. What's on your mind?
I'm Wally Pip. No, I'm Lou Gehrig.
No, we come back.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I couldn't say it was him because he's still here.
right. Well,
But we just made a little fun about the reference. To.
I understand.
You were on the bench.
So,
You came in.
Pittsburgh Community Television was nice. I've never sat in a studio where the city of Pittsburgh was behind me, so that was pretty cool. We're talking about
Was that real?
it was there was a lot of green. I'll give you that much. It was the city of Pittsburgh.
you want
there was a lot of
Levine?
green. You've got to see Levine. Hey, so
Oh, by the way, Steve Callis said, Nicholas Callis is awesome.
wow. I mean, that's my father. I'm not surprised by that.
Amy from the Giant Eagle Bakery
That's my girl.
said, hi, guys. Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you.
Chief said, Al, teach the VIP how to break the boards with a chop.
Ooh,
Well, I
that's-
got coached up, Chief,
Ooh.
and I did it. Johnny Mariano, one of our favorite fans who's not a sports guy.
That's my guy.
Hi, Al Levine, the talking machine. Happy birthday a week late. Ha ha. Thank you, Johnny. Smoking Jim Frazier, my role model forever. Hello to the other guys, too.
Thanks, Johnny.
I missed cake last week. I realized that too. That was the worst part of vacation. That I missed Al Levine's birthday cake.
One time, Johnny paid for my groceries at Shop and Save.
Johnny's the best.
Good
Guess
to have
what?
white friends.
Here's how good he is. I got a story about Johnny. Johnny's so good. After my kidney transplant, you know, my lucky day was Friday the 13th, September 2019. People were buying me meals and stuff. I don't brag, but thank all of you who did. People were cooking. They said, we know you need help. And I didn't say no, Smoking Jim. I've never had a bad free meal. They're some of the best. So Johnny calls me up. We're good friends. And he goes, hey, Al, I want to buy you something to eat. And I go, that'd be great. He goes, can I get you something from Pasta 2?
Wow.
I go, I love Pasta 2.
Eggplants?
Well, guess what I told him? He goes, well, go look at a menu. I go, Johnny, I don't have to look at a menu. I want eggplant Parmesan. He got me that. Then he got my daughter a meal, my son a meal, and we had 3 meals, and I didn't look at the menu.
Oh, that's nice.
So thanks to Johnny, publicly on TV since he's watching. I appreciate that.
When you gonna pay it forward?
My man, I'm like you. I don't brag about doing nice things for people. The only thing I won't do is, you know how you wanted to borrow that $1,000?
Yeah.
I said no. because I knew you would get $1,500 worth of a computer 2 months ago, and you still haven't used it. How did we get off the subject?
Don't forget about the phone too. That is the underdog of the conversation too. A brand new phone. And where is it? Let's see. Just the cracks on the luxury that 2016 brought us all.
Nick, your dad Steve chimed in.
Yes.
He goes, "Wow, is this the cooking channel now?" No, this is the free food channel right now, Steve.
Well, speaking of food, now what's on my mind has something to do with food. The Nathan's annual hot dog eating contest
Glad I could segue into this.
return to the
Jersey.
4th of July. So it happens every 4th of July, but it didn't because COVID was a thing. But now that that's being reduced more and more, we had the hot dog eating contest. But that's not the big story. Did you hear about this, Smoking Joe? I got to tell you about this.
He's waiting.
Some animal rights protesters stormed the stage while the competition was going on. Oh my
The
goodness.
dog knocked him over. Did you see the big dog?
I did not see the dog.
Yeah.
But the people came on. Now how about this? A2, you gotta look at this. This is important. The guy who won, his name is Joey Chestnut. While he was hammering down hot dogs, he had one of the invaders in a headlock. Downing hot dogs. But also, there's video of it.
There's a topper.
The man,
Guess what? He had a bad leg, too.
he was on crutches.
Wow.
He had a guy in a headlock while he was in crutches, scarfing down hot dogs, and still down 63 in 10 minutes.
That's so cool.
Beating the next highest total by 18.
And he's won this how
The
many
the
times?
person who came in second place
18 down.
finished with 45 and a half. So he ate 63 in 10 minutes, and that was his 15th championship. So Joey Chestnut deserves a clap.
Oh, a shout out to the woman, Miko. She ate like 40 hot dogs, and she's won it 3 or 4 other times before.
Some guys at
Miko.
some guys at the fan don't think that I could eat between 20 and 30. They were,
Oh, you can. You can.
thank you. And that's what's on my mind.
Well, what's the name of the guy that
Joey Chestnut.
well, he's going
I'm talking about eating them casually.
Well,
I'm not.
he's going to probably go in the Guinness Book of World Records right
Smoking
next to the
Jim.
Pirates.
That's not the first. Smoking Jim. He's a winner.
The Pirates are in there too.
They're not winners.
Well,
And he's won this before, maybe 10 times.
I don't get the point of eating hot dogs though, for just to eat them fast. I
Well,
mean,
for all the
is it
people-
impressive or nasty?
What do you think
Kind of
Smoking Jim could do with hot dogs? Because they keep saying, does he eat the whole time during the show? I go, not when he's talking. This wasn't scripted.
You're on fire today, my man. Nice guy.
Amy wants us all to answer how our 4th of July was. Nick,
I worked.
Jim,
I didn't make it to Bill Boys.
how about this? A2, how was yours?
That's pretty good.
All right.
I went around a few family places.
Good. You get to eat?
Yeah.
All right, have
Got
a
some
little fun.
burgers.
Well, Bill Boyce used to take pictures of photos for my shows, Pittsburgh Sportsline on Location. We became friends.
How do you get those black guys in the picture?
They're son-in-laws
Oh, really?
and grandchildren.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more I can handle.
Again, Smoking Jim
I
didn't
thought it
talk.
was Photoshop. Because usually I'm the only brother.
Well, here his daughter is going with the one guy, and
I didn't know that.
the other one, that's his son. His name's Brandon, and the other, his
He
son.
got a regular name?
Yeah.
What? Oh wow!
Whatever I was going to say about smoking, I'll shut it down.
Wow.
Tony from Chick-fil-A has a question for Smoking Jim Frazier, and we know the answer. Has Smoking Jim set up his Apple laptop?
No.
I
I did charge it. I did charge it there. It was already on 64%. I guess it takes
So
a
why
while.
did you charge it?
Well, I didn't know because it's been sitting in the
64
box.
is a pretty large
Yeah,
percentage.
yeah, I was shocked because it's been weeks.
I literally
since
spent
tried
an
to
hour and a
charge
half teaching him things too. By the way, don't let
it.
him
I
fool
know
you.
the one where
Don't let him fool you. I did
Yeah.
teach him.
I know the one where you use the 2 figures like that. I remember that. I can't remember what
Well,
it's
his
for.
other question is, can Smoking Jim put up a KFC bucket of chicken?
I can do that.
And can he do a contest? He could do a contest, eating 9 pieces of dark meat.
I would now that could be a sportsline event. You would be eating
But
chicken.
see, you would win because I like to chew my food. I like to enjoy it.
What have you seen me eat? How do you think I
seen you
inhale
at the-
things?
I seen you at the Fox.
While they're
Chapel
talking, Tara, thanks for watching our show. Good friend of mine, great artist. You got to check out her art. Tara Lee Madden. She's a great artist. Amy said, which we know, Chip's at the Pirates-Yankees game, Amy. You might have missed that at the beginning. And I did have a great cookout. Bill Boyce can cook anything you want. He had plenty of salads. They even had cake. And he had the special container so I could take some home to Big Drew. Big Drew's watching our show the last few weeks. He said,
My man, Drew.
He said, you guys are hilarious.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
And
Really?
your dad has some wisdom. I think they should have them eat hot dogs with everything on them. He thinks it'd be interesting watching them clean up the mess. I added that, Steve. All right, where are we going now?
To that guy.
We got A2.
What's on my mind is NBA trades are going on. One of the biggest trades in NBA history actually happened over the
Yes.
weekend, which was the Minnesota Timberwolves have traded
Hold it,
multiple
who's
picks.
your favorite team? You
yes,
and Ryan.
mine and Ryan's favorite team is the Minnesota Timberwolves, which they trade away Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, the rookie Kessler Walker, my bad.
That's okay. This is live TV. We make mistakes.
Balmaro, and Jared Vanderbilt, and 4 or 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. So people were
Imagine
saying
getting 9 players.
well, they got 5 players.
Well, didn't you have 4 others got traded or
No, it's
whatever?
4 first-round picks.
4. Well, those are players.
Yeah, those eventually would be players.
That's my point, buddy.
So
I was wondering how we lost 4 players.
they lost.
Thank
people,
you for the correction.
I think
4 first rounders.
Wow.
They equal players, and each year they're in the first round. Smoking Jim Frazier.
I think that both teams will benefit from this. Of course, now people are saying that they think the Timberwolves lost that trade because Rudy Gobert is one of the best defending centers in the league.
Yeah.
Which paired next to people are saying that's not going to work out because it's going to be 2 big men with Karl Anthony Towns and a Rudy. But if you look at the two, they are 2 completely different play styles. Cat is a very unique player. He's one of the only centers in the league that's more of a shooter than he is an interior threat. So moving him to the power forward and having Rudy in the center as an interior defender and Cat as a perimeter defender will actually, I think, benefit them way more. And for the Jazz, they wanted to rebuild anyway, so they wanted to start fresh. So getting young talent from the Timberwolves, such as Vanderbilt, such as Beasley, who is a great shooter, I think both will definitely look forward to the future and both have decent seasons. I don't think this would affect either or. So I think this was both a great trade.
Do you think the Timberwolves can get better?
Yes, this will definitely make them
That's
better.
what I'm looking for.
This will make them better, and
For
this
you
will
and Ryan.
this will make the Jazz better for the future because the Jazz weren't working out with Rudy and Donovan Mitchell, but maybe with him gone and on the Timberwolves, he will succeed with the Timberwolves, and now Donovan with the Jazz can have something for them to make him the star of the team.
Those are our insights in the NBA. Smoking Jim loves this segment by A2. And thanks for Pete watching us. Amy says, A2, I like your shirt.
Thank you.
And Pete was missing Smoking Jim yesterday. He
He
must have brought your name up each time I was taking a bite of ribs and chicken and everything else. And we had some good conversations that you would have liked.
I was on my way.
I said he won't be here. I go, he didn't have the money for Dunkin' Donuts. I said, with his investment, he tied up $2 into it now, so he couldn't buy any more Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, I got to do what's on my mind. How about Buccos win a couple games, then they lose 19-2. Then they're a gritty club. They've had 3 players in the month of June, which has never been done in Major League Baseball. Smoking Jim's a non-Pirate fan. He always goes to negative with their record. And they had 3 players hit 3 home runs, and it's the first time in Major League history.
Wow.
So Smoking Jim, they're special. And even Chip, our favorite resident Pirate fan, said they're not going to win more than they lose. and you understand because you're losing on these winning games. Go ahead.
If I could add a factoid in there as well.
Go ahead.
Michael Perez was the first catcher in Pirates history to hit
3.
home runs in a single
That was
game.
my next.
Sorry.
You usurped me. I respect that.
Sorry.
We interrupt each people because we watch the same stuff.
Sorry.
So no, that's here. I'm not worried about it. You can add stuff anytime because it's true. Unlike smoking, it was a fact. And it was a good fact with the Buccos because what I wanted to share is I'm going to the Pirate game with my son Drew. Shout out to Drew. We're heading there tomorrow. Got
For the Yankees.
$13 seats in section 301. We don't even know Pirate management that gave Smoking Jim hundreds of free tickets, which he may have only used 3, but he got hundreds, 600, 700.
Last year, Nick hooked us up with some tickets.
Well,
Regrettable decision at this, in hindsight.
But in the past, I used to be able to get over 1,000 tickets every year.
I understand, but how many games did you actually see?
You know what? I'd rather give them out to people that haven't been to the game.
How about this? Can I treat you to a game tomorrow? Because I'm a Yankee and Pirates fan. It'd be nice. You want to go together?
I love the Yankees.
Great. You want to go together?
I'm busy.
That wasn't true. All right, we got to move on, but that's what I wanted to bring up. We have to go back to Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac. 10 seconds. A1 will count it down.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. Just a quick question before I go to mine. How come when the Pirates was losing 19-2, what was the first base coach talking to his player on first base? He knows where second base is. The game's over. But
No, he thanked him for getting on the first base.
But do you know who my favorite Pirate is?
I have no idea.
He knows.
Vogelbach.
Right now.
You didn't give me a chance.
Oh, I'm sorry. And he proves that anybody can play first base. Al Levine, the talking
Wait a minute.
He doesn't know baseball.
Anybody
Time.
The two easiest jobs in baseball is the first baseman and the first base coach.
Time out. Wait a minute. You know what's ironic about that? Daniel Vogelbach's primarily been a designated hitter. So
I love him, man. That's
I don't think he's
favorite
played
player.
first base at all this season.
Him
so.
and Cruz, my two favorite players. But what's on my mind? Al Levine, the talking machine. I tell you what, again, I had to pinch myself.
What happened?
Al Levine, the talking machine, got a chance to interview the legendary Jerry Quarry this morning. And,
Great boxer.
And I tell you what, Al Levine, the
How's
talking
his
machine,
face look from getting hit so many times?
he looked pretty good. It looked like he had some false teeth in. I wasn't sure. Oh, you can't be. If not, he got perfect teeth. But Al Levine, the talking machine, he's one of the few fighters that saved his money. He got plenty of money. He gives away a lot of money. He got a foundation.
Sort of like you do.
Yeah. And my experience goes back, I think, to my sophomore year in college or my junior year. After my freshman year, I got out of the dorm.
This is for all of our fans. What year was that?
I can't remember the year, but after my freshman year, I got out of the dorm and I was actually able to get an entire house myself. Al Levine, the talking machine. So I had cable TV in my house right back then. That was something.
Wow.
So
What year was that? Late 70s.
When Jerry Quarry fought Kenny Norton.
Yeah, I remember.
All the white football players came to my house because I'm the only one on campus with cable.
Well,
And
where do you
watched it.
think the book money went?
Yeah, and I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, the eruption in the house when Jerry Quarry, who was the great white hope, knocked out Kenny Norton, everybody went crazy.
And he was a beast.
He was the #1 fighter.
How about the
in the
shape he was
world.
in and the muscles on muscles he had?
Kenny Norton. Yeah, the Mandingo. And
Glad we
yeah,
clarified that.
yeah, Al Levine.
It's all
the
you movie people.
Yeah, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yes.
He knocked out Kenny Norton in the first round. He knocked out Ron Lau,
I remember him.
who didn't get knocked out when he was in federal pen, knocked him out in the first round. You know, his left hook was legendary. His left uppercut was legendary. But he shared some things, of course, with me today, Al Levine, the talking machine. He said that, you know, he was the only fighter. Don't forget, Don King had all the
towards the
heavyweights.
end, which that's what ruined boxing.
Well, Don King
He
was,
ruined boxing.
Well, he was good for boxing.
No, he wasn't.
Well, I mean, he did bad things for boxing, but he was actually good
Well,
for boxing.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
which
What is that?
it didn't make sense to me.
Bad things. For
Like it was bad. It was bad that the mafia was involved in boxing for years and
Yeah.
fixed fights.
Yeah,
But
Frankie.
when you have a
Frankie
guy
Blinky
that's a
played
known
him.
bookmaker, gambler,
Uh-huh.
Don King with
Yeah.
wild hair,
Yeah.
and then you have both fighters,
Yeah,
do you think there were any fixed fights?
possibly.
Okay.
But
we got an answer.
But the thing that hurt Jerry Quarry was he was the #1 fighter in the world. Jerry Quarry did not sign with Don King. So Don King wouldn't.
Oh, Chief said Jerry Cooney, not Quarry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. You white guys all the same. Everybody, and Corey, they're both Irish. Yeah, Jerry Cooney. Thanks, Steve.
All white people
Jerry
are Irish.
Well,
sure.
if I interview Jerry Quarry, he's on the other side.
Chief,
The talking machine.
Chief is the best. I salute you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. But Jerry Cooney. But and here's, I'll wrap it up with this, Al Levine, the talking machine. He said that since he wouldn't sign with Don King, that Don King wouldn't allow him to fight any of his other fighters because if he won, they would take the title. But finally, he got a chance to fight Larry Holmes after not having to fight for about a year. But he said what hurt him is that Don King made it about race. And, you know, he
Well,
don't.
what did I just say a couple minutes before you went on to this?
But that sells tickets.
He wasn't good for boxing.
So Larry
'cause
Holmes.
Look at how it changed.
Larry
things.
Holmes thought that, you know, Cooney hated white people, and Cooney's people thought Larry Holmes hated white people, and they
they
thought
did.
black people.
And they did.
Yeah, probably so. But he ended up losing to Larry Holmes, and I tell you what a great fight, and that was the highest rated fight of all time. That's what I'm told.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe because that Frazier Ali won seemed like it would have been the highest rated
I would
fight.
think.
But what a great time. The guy that was 6'6", he was like a giant in there, and he could really bang. And I was a big Jerry Cooney fan. It
I'm
was
glad we
great.
clarified that again.
Yeah, great time. And I always loved Jerry Quarry.
Understand? Hence the name.
Yeah.
You interchanged them. we
Neither of them
understand.
got a chance to win the championship.
They were
That's what
both
they have
great
in
white
common.
hopes.
Yeah, like Mickey Ward. Never won the championship, but
No,
great
it's good.
white hopes.
Hey, Tony from Chick-fil-A got a question.
Yeah.
Smoking Jim can barely tie his shoes. And he goes, "You want him to know baseball?" LOL. Tony, I salute you.
That was a good one.
Amy just gave us an update on the Bucco Yankees. Still 0-0.
Woo, bottom of the first?
Smoking Jim bet the Yankees would score 8 runs. They know him at the sports book at the Rivers Casino. His picture's up on the wall.
That is true.
They go, "Don't be like Smoking Jim."
It's good life advice.
All right. Where are we even at now?
My turn.
All right, we're going to go to VIP time in 10 seconds.
It's VIP time. Let's talk about
There it
some
is.
stuff. All right, I got an opinion.
Thanks to Grandmaster Zhang
Nice
of
guy.
Zhang Taekwondo.
And that's the segment. Zhang Taekwondo is great.
All right.
No,
we'll
no,
move
no,
on
no,
to-
no, no, no. No,
Take-
it was a joke. It was a joke.
I take everything literal like Smoking Jim.
Okay, I still want to talk about something
Okay.
else.
Thanks for interrupting me.
Yeah. So I have a list for you.
You got me.
So I have a list for you, and unlike Smoking Jim, this list does not contain any letters categorizing anything. They're all numerical, in order, what I think about this subject. So, I went to Nationals Park last week with my friend, and we went to see the Pirates play there because they were in D.C. And I thought
What a
this,
coincidence.
and since now I've been to 8 Major League ballparks, it was not a coincidence. But yeah,
Oh,
we
thanks
we
for the
played it.
clarification.
You're welcome. But yeah, since I've been to 8 ballparks now, I figure let's just go over quickly and without letters and categories.
Can you start with one?
I'll start with 8. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go
Okay.
8 to 1.
Well, I'm
we're going
glad I
reverse
could
order.
guide you.
Still
Yeah.
no letters. So I hope you all appreciate that.
I do.
So 8 ballparks I've been to. Number 8, Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia Phillies. I went there when I was, I think, 9. And that was right around the time they won
How
the
many
World
years
Series
ago
too.
was that?
Math, 14.
Okay.
Something
You're
like
23.
that. I'm not good at math. I do
23
words.
minus 14 equals 9. Go KO.
All right, yeah, well, indeed. That's all those calculus classes doing derivatives. Okay, anyway. Okay, yeah. I mean, it was kind of bland when I was there. And that was before, like, technology was big, so I don't know how much has changed since. But the atmosphere was just, like, especially for a team that was, contending for the World Series twice in a couple of years, it's like, yeah. I didn't feel the liveliness, and then I remember we left early, so I couldn't really appreciate what was going on. So maybe
Thanks
it's
for your
not
insights.
maybe it's not the park's fault, but it's number 8, last on my list of ballparks I've been to. Number 7, Guaranteed Rate Field, formerly known as Comiskey Park, home of the Chicago White Sox. So the atmosphere is cool. I went during the series where the Cubs were there, so it was like the Battle of the City, which was pretty cool. But the ballpark itself. Other than some statues outside, like when you're in there and when you're sitting in your seat, there's not a whole lot to look at. It's one of those fields where you sit
It's
there.
an old park.
Okay, well maybe that's it, but
to
me it wasn't so aesthetically pleasing because it was just still everything was symmetrical. There was nothing intricate or unique about the playing surface. So. And other than it being, the Battle of the Chicago teams, nothing great about the atmosphere. So I give that number 7.
Well, that's why they have scoreboards and electronic things everywhere now.
Yeah, well, they still did. I mean,
Because
I went in 2019, so it was still pretty recent. Number 6.
Yeah, but the park was built when?
Who knows?
20s maybe.
90. Really?
It's an older park.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, they updated it.
Yeah, I think it was first
All right.
in the league in '94 or something like that. No, it's not.
I heard Shoeless Joe Jackson's shoes are still there.
Well, they might be
You
in
just
the
missed
park,
them.
but it might not have been built when those shoes were constructed.
What was afterwards?
Sure.
In a shoebox.
Number 6, Citi Field, or the New York Mets play. I went to see a Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets because, Smoking Jim and I have something in common. We're Yankees fans. He might be a bandwagoner. I have different reasons why I like the team, but they're my American League team, and they rarely play the Pirates, and I'm jealous I'm not at the game right now. But I like talking sports, so I'd rather be here sitting next to this guy. So,
Thank you.
So Citi Field, I didn't see anybody hit a home run, so I didn't for the Mets, I should say. That's where they raised the apple. I didn't get to see the apple get raised, the Big Apple. So that was tough. And on top of that, I mean, they had cool little things like the lights have a unique design. They're not like the Pirates where there's a block, or they're not just on a string wrapped around. They had these arches in them, which was pretty cool. So it had a nice old feel. There were some bricks in the front too that made it look like an old timey field, but it was still pretty modern. But missing the apple really hurt my experience.
It wasn't the house that Ruth built.
No, we'll get to that because the Yankees very well might be on this list.
I understand.
So. Moving on, number 5, Nationals Park. The park I just went to made it into the top 5.
Whoa.
They do a unique thing there that I haven't seen in baseball. If you've been to a Steeler game, you know that when the Steelers get a first down, first down, Steelers. And when it's third down, the Pittsburgh Steelers have forced a third down. So you got to, get all excited. Well, they do that when there's 2 strikes in a count and when there's 2 strikes and 2 outs. So, fans get excited because it's 2 strikes, 2 outs, and everybody's screaming. I wasn't screaming because I was there for the Pirates.
You had
no, but the fact that they do that's kind of cool. And everything about the ballpark was pretty pleasing. They had a history of the Expos and Nationals as you walk into the home plate gate. It wasn't anything the outside wasn't anything like PNC Park, but just seeing the big red Nationals and the scoreboard was pretty big, and you had some of the city on the left with
So there were some lights for you to look at.
Yeah, and the wall was unique, and they have that green grass out in center field. It doesn't spell Nationals, but they have the curly W in there, so it was pretty unique, and I liked my experience there. We'll move on to number 4. My list of ballparks I've been to they are favored by me. Orioles Park at Camden Yards, home of the Baltimore Orioles. Love it there because of the history. Now, I didn't take a tour of many of these ballparks that are on the list, but we did stay, and I did get a tour of the Orioles Park, and I did get a tour of the Babe Ruth Museum, which is pretty cool because Babe Ruth was born around Baltimore.
Yes, he
so,
was.
You know, so it's
and
pretty
orphan there. He got put in an orphanage.
Yeah. Yeah,
His
it was,
parents got rid of him. He was so bad.
Yeah. He had a pretty messed up life growing up. So if you ever watch history about him, but
I've read a few books on him.
yeah, but Orioles Park was just learning about how the warehouse is out there. That warehouse has never been hit in a game, which is pretty cool. Even though it's right there, and right field's only 318 feet away from home plate, and the owner apparently was able to construct in the ballpark. He literally looked at the warehouse, looked at the city, dropped home plate down, and said, "This is where it's going to be." And all the engineers were worried because they thought with like the tunnel out in right field, and like all that wind current coming in, that it would be easy to hit the warehouse. So they made the first 3 windows shatterproof. But nobody ever hit
Not
the warehouse.
yet.
The only time it was hit was in the home run derby in '98 with
Who hit
or
it?
no, was it '98? I can't remember. Ken Griffey Jr. did though. I don't think it was '98. It was some
He was
other
a
year,
beast.
But, yeah, it was some of the year, but when he was in the home run derby, he hit it. So just learning about the history of it and like just seeing how old it looked, and the fact that the warehouse was a part of the ballpark, that made it pretty cool and unique, and that's something that you can't see in every ballpark. Number 3 on the list of ballparks I've been to of 8, Progressive Field. I hate to give Cleveland props, but we had seats on the really. Okay, well.
He doesn't know any better.
We got seats on the home run porch. So if you've ever seen the ballpark, there's like right field's kind of tiny, and then center field lifts up a little bit, and then left field there's a giant wall, and they call that the home run porch on the left, and then there are bleacher seats.
Wasn't there a chief that would hang around there or something?
I don't know about a chief, but I do know that
There was an Indian.
I don't know. Yeah, back when I went in 2016, so they were still the Indians. But what was cool
We're
about that
allowed
ballpark?
to say Indians.
Sure, no,
It's
and I'm
history.
saying it. They
Yeah.
were the Cleveland Indians, and that's
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
went, and that's what they
I
were
forget
called.
the name of the chief
But
that
at
was
the
the mascot.
Was it Wahoo?
Yes, Chief Wahoo.
I'm
I'm
glad
surprised he knew that.
Yeah.
But at
He
the
plays dumb. What do
Yeah.
I have to tell you again? He plays dumb.
At the top of the home run porch, we were right next to the guy that played the drums. When there was a runner in scoring position, you'd hear the whole crowd clap. It'd be like boom, 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 boom. Like getting into a rhythm, kind of like that. And I like the uniqueness. Like they're playing the mascot into the game, and I think that's interesting. And then they had the Mario little sound whenever a runner would touch home plate, whenever an RBI was.
A1 would
was
like
tugged in.
that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I mentioned that because I'm looking at him thinking,
You woke him up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the whole field was unique. Sitting on the home run porch was cool because some balls came and hit off the wall, too, in that game. And the Yankees were there, so that made the experience even better. I got to cheer for the Yankees in Cleveland, and I hate Cleveland, but I like the ballpark. And I liked how they incorporated the team name into that. Number 2, maybe not surprising, Yankee Stadium. My second favorite
surprise.
because I'm a Yankees fan. But here's why. You know how at PNC Park the seats right behind home plate have some padding and they're luxury? Well, at Yankee Stadium, that's every seat that isn't a bleacher seat. And you're sitting there and people are delivering you food and stuff, and you don't have to get up. You can watch the game because that team actually wins.
And
don't
you
wanna
may
get
not
up.
drink, but
Get some
people
stuff.
are drinking and sit and relax.
Right, I wasn't old enough to drink. The last time I went was 2018, but I've been there 4 separate times. So, but the big jumbotron, the second biggest jumbotron in sports stadiums, just you're looking at it and you could see it from any seat. And I've
You
been
mean
around.
it's
I've sat
second
in
behind Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas has the number 1. Jerry Jones is the evil empire, and he gets the biggest
I
scoreboard.
understand that.
But,
I'm not a fan of his.
but,
Or the Cry Boys.
Right, but yeah, the big scoreboard's cool. I also took a tour of that ballpark. Monument Park was beautiful. All the names and all the plaques were really
Sure.
cool just
I
to
could
see.
look at the baseball
And-
history.
Right, and
27 World Series.
But just how they cater to you and how again, you don't want to get up from a game when you're watching it, so have people deliver you food. Genius idea. Love that, and I just love the atmosphere. As the team was winning every time I was there.
Can I
so
guess
it
your
was-
number 1?
Go ahead.
PNC Park.
That's true. It is number 1. My number 1 ballpark that I've been to, and I don't mean to say this because I'm from Pittsburgh, but and they beat out the Yankees too, so give them that because I like both those teams. But PNC Park number 1, and I'll tell you why, because of all the other ballparks I've been to, none of those ballparks fully incorporated the city into the ballpark. Like I talked about the Mets lights being arching, and the Yankees have that wrap around. The Pirates Stadium has 5 separate light towers, and that's it. Nothing too distracting, and they're there, and they make all the lights light up the field, but that leaves right field open for just the city.
The
And you don't-
panoramic view
Right.
of the city.
And it's not like the field either is one of those circular models from older engineering. You've got all of those lines that make up the the field. You got the notch.
It's customized.
You got the notch out in left center field. You got a nice healthy bleacher seat section in left field. If you're not facing the scoreboard, you have those rows of lights on the stand so that you can still see the score and other information that you need, which isn't in many other ballparks that I've seen either so far, or at least the ones I've been to. But just the fact that the city's in right field, the Clemente wall incorporates Roberto Clemente 21 feet high.
What about their
in right field.
reputation as not having a bad seat?
That too.
Have you witnessed that? Because I've sat everywhere from behind home plate, left field, right field, first base, third base side.
Yeah,
and the seats are all great, up high, down low.
And I don't want to. I don't want to say that is why that some of these other ballparks wouldn't be good, because I know that I haven't sat in every seat there. I've been to plenty of seats at PNC Park, of course, and
not
a few
every
different
seat.
variation of Yankees.
Not
Not
every
everyone, but like I've been to a good bit of the sections around there, and I mean, no, there's not a bad seat. But just it's the only stadium I've been to so far that incorporates the city, and it's like when you look from home plate beyond, you're looking at more than just baseball. You're looking at here's where we play. And I mean, again, of all the other ones I've been to, it's the only one that has that kind of hominess. Like you're in Pittsburgh.
And how many ballparks can you hit the ball in the Allegheny River, which goes to the Ohio River?
Right.
So the baseball could go all the way down to Cincinnati, in theory.
Yes. So yeah,
Think
that's my
about
list
that.
of the 8 ballparks I've been to. If the ballpark you like the best didn't make the list, well, you're probably not from Pittsburgh because. But yeah, that's my list. The 8 that I've
Well
been to.
done, Nick. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right, take 2 with A2 in 10 seconds.
Geno Smith will drop.
Welcome back with Take Two with A2. So, back to basketball. There's not much going on in free agency right now. It's kind of quiet, other than the Minnesota trade. But there is some big free agents I will talk to you guys about if you guys don't know about. The Suns did not re-sign DeAndre Ayton, who was their big centerpiece for most of the playoffs last year and this year when it came to their finals run and their run this year, which was in the first round exit, sadly. But
Yes.
they decided not to sign him. They didn't think he was worth the contract. They said they didn't think he was worth the max, so he's going to be a free agent. James Harden from the Sixers still has not re-signed after being traded to them. I think he will re-sign. I think he said he wanted just a smaller contract so they can sign more players to the team since they know they're in a tight cap room. What else is there? Oh, the biggest thing that's going on, Kyrie and KD still want out of Brooklyn.
Where's
So
KD going?
Who knows?
I want your insights. Where do you think he might land,
Hopefully.
and why?
I don't know. I think people have been speculating Portland because of Damian Lillard. Him and him are good friends, so maybe. There's a huge speculation right now of Kyrie going to the Lakers for Westbrook, which I don't think. I don't think if they do that trade, the Nets are stupid.
Westbrook just took his option year.
Yeah, that's stupid. They should not trade for Westbrook. And the Lakers are in a bad spot.
A2
Anyway.
is on fire here. Great insights.
They should not do that. I'm trying to think of their name. Oh, and Zach LaVine was actually no. There was a big signing. Zach LaVine signed back to the
My
Chicago
cousin.
Yeah.
My cousin's back.
Bulls. It's a good thing he's their best scorer. They should. Thank God he did not leave. If they would have been in a tight spot again, they would have been back to rebuilding, which would have been scary for them. So good for them. That's all I have to say for free agency so far. Hope to see more signings and trades. Got to see what's going on.
Excellent update. Our NBA guy, he's here. Pete, one of our smartest fans. For all you baseball guys, especially Nick, does every ballpark have ticket scalpers?
Yeah.
There you go, Pete.
Everyone I've been to, yeah.
I got 2 together.
Well, how about our tickets? We had to get them on the phone. $13 tickets, section 301.
You ain't getting
Got them on the phone.
You ain't
Ballpark
getting
app's pretty convenient. Was that the
Here,
one you used?
I'll show you my ticket.
You ain't getting in.
See, he don't believe me, but he believes if you invest $1, you could be a millionaire. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to go to my segment, On Location, and we'll probably end the show with it, so we'll see. Great On Location little graphic by A2, not when he's doing Take 2. I appreciate that. On Location, we got asked to do another boxing match, September 3rd, Monsville Prison, Jim Frio, Mike Murray said we got to be there, and we're going to take a road trip with Nick driving again.
Maybe.
Loading up. Well,
What day is the 3rd?
before the 4th.
Nice.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work. Yikes.
We might lose Nick.
Yeah, you might lose me there.
All right. Well,
What if we
me and
promise him a
Smoking
shirt?
Jim.
But A1, breaking news, A1 has shown some interest in learning how to do the live stream stuff, so you might get his support in there. What's up? Why are you ready?
No, I was
Oh,
giving him.
oh, the fist pound, I see.
that's
thought it
A1.
was-
He understood. Brother,
This is
keep- stay away
A2.
from the brother.
This is A2. That's A1.
Oh.
I said A1, didn't I? Okay.
My fault, Captain.
Okay, I thought.
We'll take that under advisement. We got till September to figure out something. If not, just me and Smoking Jim will be on a road trip, and I'll try to rig the single camera up. So we'll do that. Then we got a couple other feelers out for boxing that people want to get a hold of us to do boxing. We got September 24th, Smoking Jim in Southside there with Christopher Ralph. He always puts on a good show. He did at Langley High School there. We had a great time a couple years ago. And once we straightened him out on what we do, it all worked out.
It sure did.
So we had a great time, and he wants us back. And we're looking at a couple potential places maybe for doing a show in a restaurant or bar like we did before COVID. We're getting some feelers out to maybe do a Monday night show or another night during the week. So we'll see what comes up. And some talks with a few people. So that potential's out there. And, we're just happy to be doing our shows, having you guys on Facebook Live, and do these things each week and provide some entertainment for you. Thanks for watching us. We appreciate that. We got about 2 minutes, so we can do a 2-minute warning. Smoking Jim, what are you up to right now?
Nothing.
Okay,
Well, that keeps it simple.
that works out perfectly. He's a man of few words, just a lot of sweetie pictures on Facebook. Nick, what are you thinking about to end the show here? Okay, nothing from him.
I mean, if we're,
A2, we know you're limited on anything except NBA and the lack of sports out there. Any other sport catch your mind? Like, how about the Tour de France? I watched that today for a segment. All these guys are huddled up on bikes out in France, Smoking Jim. That's where Lance Armstrong got famous, being a famous cheater and blood doper and everything else. But he's a great guy.
Yeah.
At least he was. But I watched that for a while. You don't ever tune into that to see?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I got something.
All right. I knew if I talked a little, Nick could come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
I don't know how you feel about this. I'm not a big fan of Rudy Gobert. I'm
A lot of
sad he's
people
on
aren't.
the Timberwolves. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he touched those microphones.
Oh yeah, that
Started
back
to
door
freak
kill.
out.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't like him. I understand that.
Well, who's in? I mean, he's setting the stage for people look up to him, and he's like, "Let me do stupid things like that." Yeah, he touched the microphone saying COVID was a farce, and I'm like, "Wow, not a nice man." So I'm sorry he's on the Timberwolves. Not a big fan of that. Not a
Nick,
good role.
I'm famous
understandable.
for saying a lot of sports people may be great athletes, maybe millionaires, but they have what I call a 2-cent brain where they don't have common sense.
I don't want to say it's every athlete, but that was a
No,
terrible.
I didn't say
terrible
every,
thing
I
to
said
do.
a lot.
A lot, yeah. Okay, I can
So
agree.
I stand clarified.
Yes, sir.
They have that
Sorry.
2-cent brain. Not unlike, we won't mention who's on our show, because we don't want to get too deep.
Football.
And I got $20 size 22 Nikes.
I forgot my helmet.
All right, that's enough of busting Smoking Jim's chops, because he just enjoys it. My Ed McMahon, please stay Joey strong.